Welcome to Phase Out. I'm Carter.
I'm Justin, and we are going to be reporting Hasbro's earnings.
So much fun.
Actually, I'm not sure if we should be saying that because we're not actually doing that, but we are reacting
that would be insider trading.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But we are letting you know about Hasbro's Q3 earnings. Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, which is the maker of our beloved Magic the Gathering.
And when Hasbro thrives, we thrive because Hasbro's daddy.
Hasbro is absolutely Mark Rosewater's daddy, if you read his blog talk. Some highlights here from the third quarter 2025 Hasbro earnings call. 42% growth across Wizards portfolio. That's Magic the Gathering and licensed digital gaming. One thing to note, Wizards also owns Dungeons and Dragons. No mention really of any Dungeons and Dragons content here. Magic is like really carrying this company.
Yeah, the only thing I did hear about Dungeons and Dragons specifically was the rule book change did increase sales quite a bit, but a majority of this definitely is Magic related growth.
Yeah, they're absolutely going insane. This year alone so far in these 9 months, we have 33% growth in Magic the Gathering, and I think they include Monopoly Go in that for some reason in their highlights page. A little awkward, but it's fascinating because Wizards is so big, and Hasbro they were able to many years ago. Hasbro, the toy company, was able to acquire Wizards of the Coast quite a few years ago, and Wizards has just been a cash cow for them since then.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, Hasbro definitely gave them the ability to make these pairings of, Nickelodeon, Final Fantasy, like these huge PlayStation pairings.
All the new UBs, yeah.
Yeah, like that is fueling a large portion of Wizards growth. So it's hard to say, like, did Hasbro step in and buy it and extremely lucky, or is Wizards doing so well because of Hasbro? Some people argue Hasbro is failing Wizards, and some people argue we wouldn't be where we are today without Hasbro.
Yeah, it's an interesting argument because Hasbro has so many resources, even though Wizards of the Coast is like well and above their best performing subsidiary. I think we have numbers here. Third quarter, Wizards was the only like sect of Hasbro to have an operating profit, and it was huge versus the previous year. It was nearly 40% operating profit increase of $250 million.
That's insane.
And their other departments, consumer products, entertainment, and then like their other, all negative. Substantially too, like 34% down, 23% down versus previous year.
And you have to understand, like, the other markets are down. I'm a little bit of a finance geek. This year has been bad for consumer products in general, especially like ever since COVID shut down malls. Like, consumer spending has been down this year, trending downward since, and it has not come back up.
Yeah.
So to say that like Wizards of the Coast is balling out this hard on a material product, that is saying something incredible about the growth, because like general spending is down on consumer products.
Right. And then here we are in like this collectible product where all the noise around us is like pretty negative, and they're just pumping out $250 million in operating profit.
Yeah, it truly is like the silent minority of, unfortunately, like I say hardcore fans. Like, I get why they're upset with the UB pairings and pumping out Universes Beyond sets, but the numbers don't lie. We're attracting a ton of new players, and people are into what Hasbro is doing with Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, 100%. Like we heard during this call the success of Final Fantasy, record-breaking set for Magic the Gathering, most popular ever, brought in the most revenue ever, and the CEO of Hasbro, Chris Cox, is just like geeked out talking about Magic right now.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It's just so fascinating to see. Like, I started playing in Cons of Tarkir. If you would have told me that, just wait, 10 years from now when you're still playing, Final Fantasy is going to be the biggest Magic the Gathering set of all time, and then the next year they're going to do another property, Star Trek, and they're going to say that one's probably going to be record-breaking, I'd be like, what are you What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. And here we are.
That
That's our
sounds
reality.
crazy to me. And it's not only Final Fantasy. Like, Final Fantasy did well because it was a great pairing. Like, the fantasy aspect of Final Fantasy made these cards easy to make. The what's it called? The consumer, like,
it was
market
close. Yeah,
was
it was close. It's high fantasy, just
Yeah.
like Magic is. Right.
But the other thing that I didn't expect was also the success of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everywhere I turned to, everywhere I heard, Spider-Man was an awful set.
Yeah.
I even see it on shelves still. Like, they're not marked up like they were for Final Fantasy, but Wizards says, like, hey, this set did do super well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's blown my mind because everywhere I go, I see boxes and boxes of Spider-Man on sets.
Oh yeah, all the rhetoric around Spider-Man has been negative, but if you listen to the people running the company, they're like pretty ecstatic. And these numbers are true, they don't lie. So one of two things is true. Either Spider-Man sold actually really, really well and they just printed more than they've ever printed before, which is leading to all this product availability, or like they're just simply the influencers, content creators, all the like vocal parties we hear that are trashing on Spider-Man just don't speak for the greater Magic the Gathering community. I'm curious which one it is. I have a feeling that the reality is that Spider-Man is insane in terms of sales, and they just printed the crap out of it. But, you know, we'll see. Because this year they've had Aether Drift, pretty much a dud.
Yeah.
Crimson Vow, most people would say a dud. Then they went on a hot streak with Tarkir, Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities. People love those.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got Spider-Man and Avatar upcoming, and there are mixed opinions on Avatar. Spider-Man has received a lot of hate. So despite all that, like, they're bringing in over $1 billion in revenue. It's insane.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me. And specifically, I do think that they printed more for the Spider-Man set than they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost think they're doing this to offset what happened in Pokemon, where Pokemon is notorious for, like, kind of low print runs.
Yeah, always selling out.
And then you have, like,
immediately.
we already have collectors entering the sphere of, like, people just kind of scamming.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say they printed more for Spider-Man. A huge fan base. These cards are going to be worth stuff in the future because it's Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man collectibles, they're always going to be collectible worthy.
Yeah, those soul stones are still big bucks for sure.
Or any of the poster arts, like the Amazing Spider-Man cards, those are going to be good throughout time because Spider-Man fans will always be there for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that Wizards probably printed a surplus to avoid the Pokemon, like, scalpers coming in again. Because, I mean, it happened in Final Fantasy. Price jumps were outrageous.
Oh, outrageous.
You saw it hit a little bit of in-universe sets after that with Edge of Eternities. Like, the collector boxes for Edge of Eternities got kind of they were not as much as others, but
yeah, Edge of Eternities and Tarkir even were in like $400, $500 ranges at some points.
So I want to say, like, I'm going to have faith in Wizards by saying, hey, they printed a lot to make sure that didn't happen, and I do respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's true. I think it's important. I think it helps that we believe the best, and I like that outlook. Another interesting statistic here on player demographics that they shared during this call. Average tabletop player is 35 years old.
Interesting.
For that to be the average is fascinating to me.
Yeah, because everyone that I know, I guess,
like, your circles will be your general age for sure, but still, it's kind of an older age than I was expecting.
That is very interesting. I was expecting it, late 20s, early 30s, maybe stretching it.
Mm-hmm.
The other fact, the tenure is 5 years with how many new players entered.
Yeah, for that tenure to still be that.
Yeah, I would expect the tenure to be like 2 after this year of Final Fantasy and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to see, like, maybe Q4 with Avatar, and then I want to see Q1 or Q2 of 2026 after, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be like, how many new players are joining to bring this tenure down? Or are they counting players that, like, went away for a long time?
Oh, totally.
And then came back and they're like, oh, I've been playing Magic for 20 years.
Yeah, they talk about that constantly.
Yeah.
How these UB sets are bringing back players That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Another cool thing here, I was lucky enough to be able to go to MagicCon Vegas this year, and Magic reported they sold 51,000 plus badges for 2025 MagicCon events, which is up 30% versus 2024, which means
insane.
you've got more people attending and more people like excited to participate in limited and sealed, all the like fun events that they have at these MagicCons. It's really cool. Like, it's just so interesting where we're in a spot where Magic talk is like pretty negative right now, but the game has literally never performed better fiscally.
Yeah, like even like big creators are like, all I see really when it's talking about like the whole game of Magic, they've been negative. But to see like, hey, people are driving, like going to events, like I wish I could have gone to an event in 2025 and I couldn't. And I'm like literally booking my calendar. I'm like, okay, 2026, I'm going to hit as many as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for each one.
100%. Some interesting things that Chris Cox said too during this, the CEO of Hasbro. He said that there was going to be a set in 2026 that they believed would break Final Fantasy's record. Here we have the sets for 2026. We've got Lorwyn. People are hyped about that. I don't think it's going to be Lorwyn. TMNT, no shot. Strixhaven, we're back. I don't think so. It has to be one of these three.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a UB. I don't think it's going to be Reality Fracture either. So it's got to be Marvel Superheroes, The Hobbit, or Star Trek. Which one do you think that Hasbro believes is going to be the best-selling set of 2026?
It's going to be Star Trek.
You think Star Trek?
100. They've been teasing Star Trek for years.
Yeah.
They test like I pretty much knew that they were going to do a Star Trek route as soon as Edge of Eternities came out, and they started with the spaceships.
Yeah,
like that was a
total
huge tease that they were playtesting something that was going to be big in the next future sets.
Right.
And I was like, okay, it's either going to be Star Trek, Dune, or potentially Star Wars. And since Star Trek had the play card, like the test cards already kind of circulating.
Oh, the leak.
So, yeah. So there was that leak. And so I think that leak already has people like itching for this set. And I think it's really going to build, especially like, I mean, that's why they put Avatar around a holiday.
Holiday release.
The
too.
holiday
Good
release
point.
is like, they put these ginormous sets where like people know that people are going to get gifted these sets, and it's gonna break. Like, no doubt Star Trek's gonna break the record.
I was thinking The Hobbit, but putting Star Trek in the holiday season, I think you're so right. I think that's gonna do it. Also, another interesting thing that Chris Cox said regarding Universes Beyond, he was like, "Yeah, think of an IP. We're talking to them." It sounds to me like Wizards of the Coast kind of has their choice of the litter when it comes to different IPs to work with, which is pretty exciting. I know you were saying there was one in particular you were super excited for. Was it Naruto?
If they come out with Naruto set, it's enough to have a full set, which I'd be super excited for. And it's like that was my childhood show. Like that's where I went to like, hey, I am having a bad day. I'm gonna watch some Shippuden. Like, like I'm gonna grind. Like that was the show that made me cry and like have real feelings like for the first time when I was a kid, no doubt.
Yeah, and that was Avatar for me. I can't wait for that set to come out. I think this is really interesting. It's like the business side of Magic that us players don't necessarily pay attention to so much, but it really dictates a lot of what happens in the game for us.
Yeah.
Because these employees are being told by their manager, who's being told by their manager, who's being told by their manager, make money. And it seems like they're doing really good at that.
Give these guys some bonuses, is what I say.
Yes, for real. So I expect more of the same, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let us know. Did you know any of this info? I hope this maybe sparks some interest for you in some of these stats and these earnings calls that Hasbro does. Let us know what you think about 2025 and what you think's coming in 2026. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.